Aloha and welcome to HPR's Atherton Performing Arts Studio. And it's member supported Hawaii Public Radio, an outstanding venue I've been in many times and always a privilege to get to come back in. I'm Dave Lawrence. I do All Things Considered, afternoon show on Hawaii Public Radio. And this talented gentleman has been in this room many times, maybe, I don't know. I know with me just one other time. And it was a real treat back in November, I think, of 2012 when Jake Shimabukuro was getting ready to do. Was that the first With Friends show, or was that number two?
Yeah, that was the first one.
That was the first. Now we're up to number three.
Number three.
And am I right? Because I know you have a very clear head, as we were talking about before the show. Is this your second only time playing in this room? Or you've been in here playing?
No,
before?
yeah, I've been here. I think this is probably my fourth or fifth time.
Okay, so you've been here a few
Yeah,
other
I've actually
times.
seen concerts in here as well.
It's a great place. We have debates in here,
Fantastic.
poetry in here.
Yeah, it's a great room, very intimate.
We're very lucky to have it, and it's a treat that you would come back our way. Now, I was looking at your, what a website. I can't believe, I've watched him over a dozen years, the progression of your life. You know, it's been, I guess, a treat for all your fans to see how you do things, but to see all those dates, all the places you're going are incredible, with Australia coming up and that end of things.
Yeah.
But any highlights stick out of this journey? I know you just got back from doing a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, for me, it's really just there's no place like home for me. You know, being back home here in Hawaii. You know, I love all the opportunities, you know, that I've recently had, you know, to travel and to play in different countries and all that. It's a great education, you know, and I've been learning a lot. And it's been truly inspiring, you know, to keep motivating. You know, it motivates me to keep practicing and to, you know, to want to learn, you know, to continue my craft. And
when you talk about the education that you get when you're out there, what's the size entourage that you travel with, if you don't mind me asking? It's you, a manager, how much people? How much
yeah, well, there's I travel with 7 people.
Wow.
And I know it's funny, right? 7 people for a ukulele concert. But this year I've been traveling with a bassist. You know, we've been doing a bass and ukulele duets. In fact, I just got back from Japan and Asia. I toured, did a whole show out there. We did. I played with Dean Taba. Dean Taba,
Right.
you know, local bassist here, one of my favorite musicians to play with. So yeah, we did a string of dates across Japan, and we did a couple dates in Hong Kong and in Taipei. And you know, it's been fun. But the other guys in the crew, you know, of course, is my tour manager. We also have a sound engineer, lighting engineer, or lighting designer, and then we have someone that kind of handles all of our merchandise, like CDs and stuff like that, right? And then we have someone who, a videographer who just kind of documents everything, you know, and takes photos for the archives and for the website and social media and all that. Yeah,
It's quite a thing. That's what I mean. It's the development of this craft, this gift, and turning it into an international brand that you can take all over the place. And you learn different things, I imagine, in different places. I gotta think the reaction that you get. You said there's no place like home. Are there different reactions around the world when you do this unusual performance? I mean, can you remark on, well, the audience here is a lot different than?
yeah. I mean, they're always a little different. You know, the venues are different. The reaction from the people. Like, I remember when I first started playing in Japan. You know, I had never played for such a quiet audience before. I mean, even between songs, you know, I mean, they're just like, they wait for that last note to die, you know, to totally ring out, and then they wait a few more seconds, and then they clap very politely, you know. And I remember just thinking to myself, oh man, I think they're falling asleep. They must be bored, you know. I don't think they're enjoying my performance. But it's just how they are. It's how they show their appreciation. You know, they're just very, like, they don't make a sound. They don't even breathe, I think, during the quiet parts. You know, they're so respectful, and they're just so into every note that you play. And it's a beautiful thing, you know. But I mean, it's just the nice thing about the ukulele is that when people come to an ukulele concert, you know, they don't bring you know, they don't bring any I feel like it doesn't they don't bring any attitude to the concert, because the ukulele it's very disarming. It's friendly, it's not intimidating, and there's no egos involved, when you're playing the ukulele, which is cool. I think like if you go to a guitar concert, a lot of people will come to the concert like, yeah, let's see what this guy can do.
Right, chops on
It's
display
that kind of
kinda
right.
thing.
It's that kind of thing. And but with an ukulele concert, you don't have it. You have none of that, and it's wonderful because people just come and they just want to have a good time.
And
They're
they may
just
not
there.
know what they're in for too, to some degree.
Yeah, exactly. When I travel a lot, especially to different parts of the mainland, people's reference of the ukulele is "Tiptoe Through the Tulips," by Tiny Tim, and it's but for me, like I'm not, growing up in Hawaii. Of course, I know that the ukulele is more than that, but I'm not. I don't get offended by that or anything, because to me, I think the ukulele is. I love that people can appreciate it on so many different levels. You can hear "Tiptoe Through the Tulips" and be like, oh, okay, that was, and enjoy that. But you can also hear like Eddie Vedder, wailing on the uke and singing his heart out, like just rocking out. Or you can appreciate, like Otasan doing, a beautiful jazz standard, or Gordon
There are a lot of
Mark. Or, I
ways
mean,
to
there's
use the instrument. For
yeah,
sure.
there's just you can like with other instruments you don't get that, like with the violin, it's hard to sit there and listen to someone play the violin poorly, right? But you can sit there and listen to someone play the ukulele poorly and still smile
Right.
and have a good time. So
Good point.
that's the difference. And I don't know. I just think there's something magical about the uke, and I feel like more and more people around the world are starting to realize that, and that's why it's becoming so popular.
I think it's, you're a humble guy, and hopefully you're going to stay that way. But that you're part of the thing that's making it go around the world. In a singular kind of fashion. You're redefining it. When you talk about the Tiny Tim reference, someday down the road, people will be like, oh, it's that. When they think of the ukulele, it'll be like, oh, it's that kid from Hawaii. It'll be like you'll have the. It's probably how it's going to work out. When you play, I was going to get you to play his first song of the thing here. When you think about it, is there a song that gets the most reaction nightly when you go out, or that it has a universal quality in the way that people respond?
Recently I've noticed that people have been responding more to the ballads that I play, and one of the songs that I play that I've been playing recently is an old Beatles tune. It's a song called "In My Life," and yeah,
Powerful song.
That one, I think people have a very strong emotional attachment to that melody. I mean, including myself. So yeah, and it's funny because I remember when I was a kid, I just wanted to play everything fast, But maybe now that I'm getting older, I kind of like playing the ballads too, and it's a good balance. But it's been it's been interesting, like for me, like finding that appreciation in the space and the silence between the notes now.
Yeah, well, the softer tunes let you do that, and that's a song. When you were talking about how the ukulele can be so many different things to so many people, that Beatles song is also probably like that. The emotions that it evokes, nostalgia in a particular place, a person in your life, whatever it might be. Would you play that one for us?
Sure, yeah, I'd love to.
amazing.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's special. It's when I hear you play stuff like that, I think about We were talking about sort of the reaction that certain songs may have a universal thing that happens when you play them live. A lot of the stuff is also has universal impact on the way that we are as people. One thing that happened in your life was you had a son. It was like, I think about, I don't have kids. I just wonder how, because when you hear a song like that, all the stuff that runs through your mind, you can just imagine what a powerful thing that is for you to be playing in concert. But are there things about your life that have changed now that Chase is here, and maybe the way you look at stuff, it's impacted you?
Oh yeah, I mean when I got married, it was one thing. I mean, there was some changes, that happened in my life when I got married. But yeah, when we had our first son, it was like every life as I once knew it, was completely flipped around. And but it's been great. I mean, you just, the way you look at things is so different. Like for me, you just don't. I don't know, things that you thought would be the end of the world just really doesn't matter. I mean, it just
Learning to roll with it, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, but it just just your priorities are different. Pulls everything into, I think, a very you know what's important in your life. The things that, there's a clear line, of what you need to do, what your responsibilities are, the kind of person you want to be, the kind of person you need to be. All those things, it's just, I love being a dad. I love teaching my son. I love watching him learn new words and discover new things. I want to just expose him to all kinds of stuff, and get him excited about things. I want him to grow up being inspired, and find passion in whatever it is that he wants to do. It's crazy, he's a little over 2 years old, but I'm learning so much.
I can imagine.
I'm learning so much about, just about myself too, just learning, so much about everything, and it's exciting.
Does it impact the touring?
Oh yeah,
how does that work?
Well, yeah, logistically, I try not to travel as much. I really cut back on my travel dates.
And he doesn't go from that.
No, he doesn't go with me. Well, maybe when he gets a little older.
Keep track of the 7 people.
Yeah. Well, when he gets older, then maybe it'll be 7.5, right? Yeah. But when I go out on the road now, the longest I'll be out is probably about 2 weeks, and then I'll head back home.
So shorter trips.
Yeah, shorter trips. When I was single, I'd be gone for 3 months.
Yeah.
You're out there, you're having a great time.
So that's one way. That's a real big impact.
But but it's
doing shorter tours
and just learning to be more efficient when you're away. We'll go out and we'll do like 12 consecutive shows and then come home, right? Just pack them in.
That's what I meant. I was looking at them too, and really far-flung ones.
Yeah. So just streamlining the tour, being
Is that
very
stressful?
efficient on
All the deadlines, got to be here, we got to be there.
No, it's not stressful. Honestly, I love performing. That's my passion. I love touring. I love performing. I just wish that I could play every night, but then go home every night, so that I could.
We obviously got used to the routine.
You
don't seem to have a problem doing it.
It's amazing what you can get used to being on the road. But to me, it's the performances are what I look forward to, and then all the stuff that happens in between. That feels like work. The driving and just the moving around and all that
pushing
stuff.
the product.
Yeah, that's
pressing
stuff.
the flesh. That's my old boss Mark Perrin used to call
that
it.
stuff gets
tedious.
Physically tiring and mentally tiring. But the performance, when when I get up on stage and
You're
play.
always charged to do it.
It's like that's the reward.
When you're sitting around and because I know some of where your ukulele love comes from Mom, right? So when you're sitting around with Chase, is there any particular jam that he lights up on? Is there anything that you can go, oh yeah, well, actually when I do such and such, it really gets him going? Is there something?
He
Or just anything? It's kind of like a cat. You buy him all these toys, and then you get a piece of paper and throw it on the floor, and they'll be
that's
good
his
with it for
favorite
a
thing.
weekend.
Yeah, he actually loves the ukulele. It's his favorite toy.
You play with him?
We play all the time together, and of course he likes the more up-tempo songs, and he'll
What's he
dance
like?
and he'll play along. His favorite song right now
He has a favorite.
is a song called "More Ukulele."
Really?
And it's kind of this up-tempo, kind of bluesy rock tune, and I'll play that for him, and he'll hold his ukulele and he'll try to copy me, and and strum along and all that, and dance as he plays. It's the cutest thing. But I love it. I just love seeing that, and I can tell he really enjoys it, and just seeing him
Engaged
have fun,
at that age,
and
too.
And not playing video games, not watching
Right.
television, but playing an
Learning
instrument,
something that
doing
can be
it's
something that can give you personal relief in times, can be something that could be a craft to share with others, can bring joy to
exactly,
people.
yeah.
I mean, the multitude of things that
yes.
doing that at that age. And good point about it's not some violent video game.
Yeah.
God help us.
Then again, he's only 2, so
Right.
we'll see. We've got a long ways to go.
Yeah, well, hopefully you got what an organic approach though at that age. Can I get you to jam that tune for us?
Oh, yeah,
It's
all
like
right.
it'll be like
With
our
my-
song for Chase that we can.
My son's listening; he'll be very happy. This is a song called "More Ukulele," and when I wrote this, it was actually inspired by the SNL skit "More Cowbell."
Right.
So-
Blue Oyster Cult.
So when I recorded this song, I actually got Alan Parsons to say, "I'm Alan Parsons, and and I got a fever, and the only prescription is more ukulele. Gotta have more ukulele." So here we go.